Now, we begin this morning with what the US president is describing as productive conversations with Iran about a complete and total resolution to the conflict in the Middle East. Donald Trump, having postponed strikes on Iranian power assets, says there's been major points of agreement in the discussions.
And while Tehran's parliament speaker has rejected the comments as fake news, markets right across the world have been quick to react, with oil prices tumbling. For more, we're joined by our North America correspondent Cayman Gok and our Middle East correspondent Catherine Diss. Let's go to Washington first. Good morning to you, Cayman. What exactly has Donald Trump had to say?
Good morning. The president came out with a very optimistic assessment and even suggested that Iran could give up its nuclear weapons plans. He said that Iran has one more chance at peace, but this time they mean business. He said that talks led to 15 points of agreements, although didn't go into details about what those points were, apart from specifying the one where Iran may forego its nuclear ambitions. But he did say the deal was made, that the United States could go into Iran and collect its enriched uranium, which he described as nuclear dust. He also said that he believed the Strait of Hormuz would open up very soon and it would be jointly controlled by Iran and the United States. Now, he said because talks were going so well, he would delay strikes on Iran's energy facilities by 5 days. And that's referencing an ultimatum he made a couple of days ago, saying that if Iran did not reopen the strait, that he would, quote, obliterate their power plants within 48 hours. Now, he wouldn't say who the United States was talking to, but he did say that it was not the new supreme leader. Take a listen.
So they called. I didn't call. They called. They want to make a deal. And we are very willing to make a deal. It's got to be a good deal. And it's got to be no more wars, no more nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons anymore. They're agreeing to that. Any of that stuff is no deal.
Now, Donald Trump also said if things don't go the way he wants, that the United States could, quote, continue bombing our little hearts out. And so often with Donald Trump, it's not just what he says, it's also how he says it, as he's intentionally signalling to the world. And he was very upbeat and optimistic today, and he's already seen some reward in that. Stock market is up, oil prices are down. But let's not also forget that sometimes he's intentionally saying things to misguide or mislead the people that he wants to see what he's saying. In June last year, the White House came out and said they were giving Iran 2 weeks before they decided whether or not they would strike at their nuclear facilities, because there was progress in negotiations. Little did we know, Donald Trump had already made up his mind, and there were B-2 bombers already en route to Iran to blow up those facilities. What we do know is now that he's extended this timeline by 5 days, it gives him more time, it gives him more options, and it also gives him a possible off-ramp through diplomacy. But while he sounded optimistic about a possible deal to end the war, let's not forget the United States literally has Marines en route to the Middle East as we speak as well.
Thank you, Cayman. Let's bring Catherine Diss in now. How has Iran responded to this latest development?
Oh, well, good morning, Catherine. Look, talk of a deal or talks at all were very quickly smacked down by Tehran. The Speaker of the Parliament there saying that the US had requested a meeting at the coming weekend, but that he was yet to respond. In a statement on X, he said that no discussions with America had taken place, that this was fake news intended to manipulate financial and oil markets and to escape the quagmire in which America and Israel are trapped. With both sides contradicting each other, it is difficult to see how or if background negotiations are taking place. But with Donald Trump flip-flopping on his messaging, it's done nothing to quell the fear of Iranians on the ground. We have been speaking to people there. We can't reveal their identity for their safety, but they are concerned about what Donald Trump will do next. Some who have spoken to us are saying that they're scared about the attacks on power plants, which would make their already difficult lives intolerable. They're worried that hitting power infrastructure will mean no gas, no water, no electricity to live their lives. They're concerned about how they'll feed their children and whether or not Donald Trump will leave Iran in ruins. Now, Donald Trump's back down here, even though it is only for 5 days, it is still being seen as a back down, is likely to be a point of contention with his counterpart in this war, that being Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Divisions over how this war should be waged and their strategies have already started to emerge. And this very public proclamation that America and Iran could well be making a deal is likely to anger the Israeli leader, who wants to maintain pressure on Tehran, not de-escalate. A video has just been released from his office in which he says he's spoken to his friend President Trump. He said that President Trump believes that there is a chance to leverage the great achievements that they have made with the US military and to realise the goals of their agreement, an agreement to protect their vital interests. At the same time, he said that Israel will continue to attack Iran and Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, saying that they are crushing its missile and nuclear program. And he says, he ends it by saying that Israel will protect its vital interests in any situation, suggesting there that the divisions still remain.